Have you ever wondered what it feels like to leave your home, your loved ones, your comfort zone and step into the unknown? That was me a few months ago, and trust me, it is a mix of fear, excitement and hope all rolled into one.
Hi, what's up everyone? My name is Lucas and I'm currently living and working here in Dubai. So in today's video, I'll be sharing with you guys a personal story that changed my life in ways I never imagined. A story of how I left my country to chase a dream that I thought would bring me closer to success, but rather came with circumstances I never prepared myself for. So if you have plans of traveling and working in Dubai, kindly stick around and watch this video till the end. But before I dive into the struggles and the experiences, let me give you guys a little bit of context and take you back to a time where life was lively for me, life was vibrant in my country. I spent precious time with my families, my friends. We had endless conversations about our future. But just like any other young person, I began to yearn for more. I began to crave for more. I wanted to be successful so that I'll be able to make myself and the people around me happy and successful as well. So that was when I took the decision to travel and then work abroad, since the intention to work in my own country or to achieve those dreams in my own country failed me. So I consulted an agency and I paid a sum of $2,100. Yes, an amount that wasn't cheap at a time where the Ghanaian cedis was crashing against the dollars. So I paid $2,100. I went through a series of tests, I went through a series of interviews, and then I passed successfully. After a few weeks, my visa was approved and I was extremely happy, but at the same time, I was sad. I was happy because at least now I'll be able to work in a country where everything seems to be developed. But at the same time, I was sad because I was going to leave everything I was familiar with to go and start from scratch, which isn't something that many people or myself was prepared for. It took me a couple of weeks to prepare because the time for departure was on the 19th of February, so somewhere around January, that was when my visa was approved. So I started preparing a few weeks ahead of time. The 19th of January, I boarded the flight from Kotoka International Airport. We landed in Ethiopia, we did a transit to Dubai, and that was when I was like, oh my god, man, the airport was amazing, the city was full of lights, and I mean, this luxurious lifestyle we used to see on the internet or on the social media was now becoming real. But my happiness and my excitement turned into something I never imagined. I came with a couple of boys from Ghana, or a group of people as well, since we came through an agency. And at the airport, there was supposed to be someone who will pick us up as soon as we get there. But unfortunately for us, there was no one there to pick us up. We got stranded at the airport for about an hour and a half. And as a new person in a new country, being stranded at the airport isn't something very easy. We were confused, we didn't know what to do, we didn't know who to talk to. But fortunate for us, one friend or one guy that we came with had a contact of someone who was already here and then was working in the same company that we were joining. So he contacted him, and then he contacted those who are supposed to come and pick us up. And after a few minutes, a bus came to pick us up. We were sent to our accommodation around 4:30 thereabouts at dawn. And when we got to the accommodation, oh my god, that was when I began to ask myself questions. What am I here for? What am I coming to do here? Looking at the accommodation, I was extremely disappointed, because if you think about Dubai, if you think about what we see on the social media, you will think, oh, I had so much expectations that I was expecting to, be in one of the luxurious apartments. That was my mindset. I was expecting to be in one of these beautiful looking apartments, but unfortunately we were sent to a camp, an accommodation where you have to, just like a school hostel, let me put it that way, just like a school hostel. So I was extremely disappointed. When I woke up the next morning, I met a couple of Ghanaians, I met a couple of other Africans and other nationalities as well. So I felt a little bit at home, I felt a little bit eased down, since there are other people just like me also living here. But at the same time, I began to feel sad for myself, since I left the comfort of my home the niceness of my room just to come and be in a hostel looking facility. I wasn't happy about it. But then I told myself, I am here anyway, so I had to push forward. We began to meet a few people who were telling us about the struggles and then their working experiences, and that was when I began to regret. I began to ask myself, why did I come here in the first place? How can someone work for 12 hours without rest? How can someone work for 30 days without rest? How can someone have little sleep and then be going to work almost every day? That was when I began to regret, because who would like to work in a condition like this? But since we already got here, I decided to motivate myself. Next day we went for our medicals and then we started our Emiratization. We started to make our Emirate ID. So we started the whole process. After we went to our training at the Dubai Police Academy for a week, we passed successfully. So now we had to wait and then receive our documentation so that we can begin our work. Something happened. Unfortunately for me, my documents delayed, my ID, my license and everything delayed for about a month. I was at home feeling hopeless. I was at home. Most of my colleagues that I came with started working whilst I wasn't started, and I felt like, is this a bad luck for me? Because how can I come with the same people, just for only me, my documents are delaying. And that was when I met a kind-hearted friend called Ayman from Egypt. I met a couple of friends as well from other nationalities like India, from Pakistan. They were really great friends. But Ayman stood out for me. But we are going to talk about Ayman at a different point. So yeah, I decided to clear off my mind. I decided to hang out with these new friends to be able to escape the reality of what I am going through. I couldn't even afford a proper meal since every money or any little money I came with I ran out of money totally. So about a month and a half later, my IDs and my documents got ready and it was time for me to begin my duty. I was relocated to a new accommodation far from the new friends that I have made to start my duty, and this is where things began to get worse for me. I began my first duty at a warehouse where I served as a patrolling guard and a CCTV camera operator. The conditions were a bit harsh because I had to walk under the scorchy sun sometimes to patrol around the warehouse, and I worked for more than 20 days without having proper meal because I had no money. I was ashamed at this point to even ask people for money, because how would you explain to someone that you live and work in Dubai but you don't have money to feed yourself? And on the 16th April, the worst thing and the unexpected thing happened.
Yesterday, the severe weather in Dubai.
The scenes in soaked Dubai tonight look apocalyptic. Roads turned into rivers.
In Dubai, and heavy rain has battered Gulf states, causing flash floods, with some places recording a year's worth of rain in a single day.
And that was when I was at the lowest point. I felt like giving up everything that I wish I could even return back home on that day if it was possible. If anyone offered me a flight back home, I would have taken it without thinking twice. Because when the flood happened, every road was blocked, every road was full of flooding. So I was stuck at work for a good 36 hours without eating, without bathing. And that was when I felt like, no, I can't take this anymore. But this is where Ayman came in. Ayman would check up on me every single time he had, from morning, afternoon, evening. He would make sure I am okay. He began to take care of me as if I was his own. He would hang out with me to clear off my mind, to clear off my depression. I never knew of depression until I traveled to Dubai to work. I didn't know what depression felt like until I traveled here to work. But Ayman was a very great friend of mine who helped me to overcome all this. My families and friends also were a great support system for me as well. They kept encouraging me, they kept motivating me not to give up. They kept reminding me the reason why I traveled in the first place. So I decided to motivate myself as well. So during days that I am off, I decided to move around the city to escape the reality, escape the hardship of working for 12 hours. So I move out on my off days. I joined the gym as well. I began to train. At least when I come back from work, I would train, get tired, and then just sleep wake up the next morning, and the whole thing continues. So I worked in the warehouse for about 4 months, and then one morning I just woke up and received a message that my duty location was going to be changed. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know where was my next duty location. I sat in my supervisor's car, and then he drove me straight into a university. At this point, I was extremely happy because the environment was very peaceful, very calm, and very welcoming, and it felt familiar as well. Because a warehouse is different. In my warehouse, I didn't even get a chance to see people, to even communicate with people, to even feel like you are in some place or you belong somewhere. But in a university, I get to direct people, I get to give people information, which gave me the sense of liveliness. But although things are not perfect, yes, I'm still facing little challenges here and there, but it's way better than I came before. It's about close to a year now, and I am gradually getting out of this depression that I got into. This is my story. I know it's not a good story, but don't get me wrong. This is not a story of how everyone's own is going to be, or everyone that moved to this country's story has been. There are people here with beautiful story, beautiful success story, people that came here through the same agency, through the same company, and they had a beautiful time. Maybe mine is just a bad luck or a bad omen or something, yes, but at least now I found a way to adapt to the system. I found a way to move forward. I found a way to, motivate myself. These conditions that I went through, or these struggles that I went through, have shaped me in a different way, has made me a little bit stronger. This goes to those who want to travel to any other country and then work. Some people don't actually tell us the truth as it is over there. So my advice to anyone who has plans of traveling is to make proper research about wherever you are going or which company you are going to join. Ask questions from people who are there. Make sure you get enough information about where you are going so that you don't have high hopes and high expectations, and then when you get there you get disappointed, just as I was disappointed. But it's not all that bad. It's not bad as it may seem, but it was because I had high expectations. That was why I got disappointed. So yeah, if you have plans of traveling to this place, my story shouldn't discourage you. My story is to motivate you, to give you a guide. At least at this point, I am able to work and then make some money and even help the people that I actually wanted to make happy. I am able to afford things that I couldn't afford, or I only dreamt of way back in my country. And yeah, here we are now. I am able to enjoy the moment. Like I said, things are not 100% perfect, or things are not the way I want it to be, but I appreciate it. If there is life, there is time to enjoy. So this is my story. I hope this story motivates you, and if you enjoy and you want to follow my journey, kindly hit the subscribe button. And if you are anywhere around the world, or if you are in Dubai or in the UAE, kindly share your story with us in the comment section below, and like this video, subscribe, don't forget to subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.